I would like to share about another aspect of human design, and it's about the aspect of conditioning. So conditioning is it's a word, it's a description, a meaning to something that is not just used within the human design language, but also in general. If we talk about, healing and trauma healing and spiritual healing, but it's also a wording or a description that's very much used in human design because conditioning can happen everywhere where you have openness. So that can be an open center, but it can also be an open gate. So where your energy is not defined by definition within your chart. And all these aspects or these parts in your chart have an openness to be conditioned. And then we always see conditioning, in most of the cases at least. I'm not speaking for everyone in this world, but usually conditioning has somehow a negative connotation to it. Like it's not something that is seen as something positive. Yet, in this video, I want to point out that conditioning does not always need to be something negative. In human design, for example, it is simply a fact. It's a fact that everywhere where you're open, you are open to be conditioned to receive the energy from the outside, from every human being that is around you that has a definition, so it's defined in that center or in that gate. You will be conditioned by that person. There's no other way. This is just how the mechanics work. But this conditioning does not always need to be something negative. It is not that because someone has an open sacral and the other one has a defined sacral, that the one with the open sacral will suffer from that. So, to give a very simple example, I do have an open sacral, and I'm so happy to be with my partner sometimes because he has a defined sacral and I can ride on his wave. Like I can use the energy that he's consistently bringing in to be more consistent in my energy. At the same time, yet, I need to be very aware of where my limit is and where I need to withdraw from his energy to come back to myself and not to ride the wave and to amplify, because that's where it turns into something negative when we start to amplify, which most of the times actually does happen on an unconscious level. But if you become hyper, like, a lot of times when you are surrounded by many people and the projectors, funnily enough, are like the social butterfly is super active everywhere, and to become aware of that and to either withdraw or to like really come back to yourself and feel into yourself, like, is this the energy that I have right now? Is this the energy that I want to carry right now? Or what do I need to come back to myself? And that counts for every center, that counts for every gate. Of course, the gates are already very specific and maybe you're not aware of them, but I just wanted to generally point out that being conditioned does not need to be something negative by definition. But if you have the awareness, especially within your centers, which are open, which are defined, where am I conditioned with my openness? And when does it switch to an unconscious or an like overreaction and amplification of that energy that I need to come back to myself? And where can I use that energy from somewhere else to ride on that energy wave and yeah, take it as something positive, as something empowering, as something driving, that gives you a little push forward or clarity or um what else, a beautiful feeling, just going through the centers of self-empowerment, um, yeah, feeling of identity and a clear path. So there's so intuition, knowing of safety. So there are also very beautiful aspects that you can be conditioned by.